Welcome back to the Morning Show here on the Rise News. I'm Adesua Omorwan.
I'm Rafal Yosemi.
And I'm Sheto Atigari. Good morning.
Now, Taiwo Ajai-Lycett is a household name in Nigerian theatre and film industry as a trained entrepreneur, life coach, actress, and officer of the Order of the Niger. Her story is with a mixed grill.
Becoming a mom at 15, a dropout at 16, widowed at 52 and raped at 65. Today, the 80-year-old veteran Nollywood star is an inspiration to many Nigerians who desire to become a hero in the world of acting.
Mama, bring out Papa Timmy Pray and the white man. Now, Mama! Let go. Let go. Mama. Mama.
And here with us in the studio is Taiwo Ajai-Lycett, Officer of the Order of Niger, national treasure. What else can I say? It's an honor having you here.
You missed out one of my gongs.
Yes.
I'm a fellow of the Society of Nigerian Theatre Artists.
Fellow Society of Nigerian Theatre Artists.
You know what that is?
Yes.
It's given by the 36 universities of Nigeria.
Excellent. I mean, it's more than a pleasure having you.
So
Let's start from here, because you're going to be telling us about
Diversity.
the arts, diversity, and I know you've got strong political views too. You share some of them. But we're talking in the office, and you brought this up. When we saw that there, I mean, some mothers have it. Great series in England, 1972, 73.
Yeah, 72, I think.
72. You still get royalties and residuals.
Yes, I do.
From that clip we just showed.
Yes, I do.
Over 40 years ago.
Yes. I think that's sending a message to the entertainment industry in this country. I'm sitting here, I'm a guest. Pro bono. It's not on. You know why? Because if you're paying artists, you're getting the best. If you pay peanuts, you're going to get monkeys, right? If you're paying them, advertisers flock to you because they have to be ritzy and glitzy and good and great. It goes both ways. If you don't, entertainment is struggling in this country. That's a political point, actually. It's struggling because we're not approaching it as business, because bodies is show business. We're doing all the show, and there's no business to it. And it's shooting yourself in the foot, really. And that's encouraging those who think to be in show business. It's an avenue to show yourself. It's about exhibitionism. It's about chasing fame. Because when you're famous, when they know your face, then some big gun, some big political figure or businessman will pick you up and literally pick you up. And you become a thing. Politically, that's obnoxious to me. That the work I do is just for somebody to treat you as though you were some kind of plaything. Well, that's what all this not paying properly and really weeding out all these charlatans or cowgirls from the industry. That's so that everybody wants to be an actor, because you can see your face in your face is on the screen. Yes. And so that will get you a big man to get you a house in Lekki and send you to Dubai. Is that what we do? Is that the reason we do what we're doing?
Deep-rooted issues we talk about, but let me just start by saying 80 sure looks good on you.
You're pushing me to 80. This woman wants to kill me. And I'm 79.
Oh, 79.
I'm 79 this week, Monday.
Monday?
Wow.
Oh, 79.
But, yeah.
Okay.
Happy
But
birthday.
well, I'm on the threshold of 80.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So, well, If I never, well, I will reach 80 and beyond.
Yes. Forgive me for that.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so
I'm sure I look 80. That's why.
Maybe
Fishing for compliment.
I got my figures wrong, but you sure do look good.
Thank you.
What class do you spend? Cosmetologist, TV presenter, journalist.
I'm a writer as well.
Writer.
Yeah, she got a new book out recently.
Yes.
I read a book.
Your
Very
resume.
Did you read
Yes,
it?
I
Your
read it. You
resume
gave me
is
a copy.
fantastic, and one wonders, what it is you don't know about Taiwo Ajai-Lycett. But fantastic person you are. You're principled. You're seasoned in what you do. And I just wonder, as you get older in the industry, are there roles you can take on, or is there a new movement? What's your general view of what you do now in the industry, Nollywood?
That's a very interesting question, because when you get older, should you be invisible? And it's a very cogent point you've made.
Yeah.
Our old people are supposed to just disappear. We're losing wisdom from them. Because when somebody is like this, then they should hand over, they should mentor. Mentor young ladies, mentor their grandchildren, advise their sons and their son-in-laws and everything. They should still have duties and responsibilities to the family, to the society. So I expect I should be working, all things being equal. If people shared my view about the fact that life goes on until you drop, okay, then there should be work for me, because there are grandmothers. So as I said earlier on, this is not just about youth and glamour and fame and beauty. There's also life in the old dogs yet, right? And a great deal more than just, as I said, the gloss and everything. I wish we can use more of the wisdom of our elders. This is why sometimes I'm not agreeing with those who say we have old men as our political leaders. It's not that they're old, that's the point. It's what substance do they have in them is the point.
It's not about the age.
It's not about the age.
It's about the character.
There's their characters and what they have to give the country. And if people are complaining, it's because they're bankrupt and have not had anything to hand over to the youth. And I'll say for the youth, on the youth side, it's just noise and fury signifying nothing. Because if you have substance, show me, lead me to it. Give us substantial solutions to problems, not just hacking up about it's the old people running it. What are the significant creative ideas that have come up in the last elections from the youth, other than it is time for the youth to be there?
You make a cogent point.
Yes, cogent points that you make there. And I want to focus on Nollywood. Now, I had the pleasure of being at the Moet and Shandon event that happened over the weekend to celebrate in the company of icons. And I remember, your speech, you spoke about the African narrative, the importance of telling our stories and taking our future, in our own hands. And I was saying during the break that I remember it stuck with me now when you said, "Fly, babies, fly." And I want to talk about that point that you made. It seems as if Africa is where all the eyes are now. Our stories are being told. We have so many Nollywood movies on Netflix. However, there's still that disparity in how we are represented in places like the Oscars, the Golden Globes, all these very big international awards. And it's good that we had a brand like Moet and Shandon say, we want to celebrate the Nollywood stories and those people that have come from that line of work. But do you think that we're doing enough? And if we aren't, what's the best way to begin to make sure that we celebrate our own and we begin to own our own stories?
We have a problem with mindset, unfortunately. We're working and really running hard in the same place. We're not moving forward very much. There's no point in regurgitating Caucasian storylines and lifestyles and narratives and dubbing it down as African, we're not really projecting our own original issues. I mean, Hereward, and it's very successful. We've gone to America, we've gone to Europe. We just got back from Edinburgh International Festival. It wasn't pretending to be European or whatever. It was dealing with African issues, some of which a lot of us are embarrassed about. So we want the gloss of Hollywood. We have our own gloss. I'm a bit sad that we think that we don't have something to give to the world. Our music is being taken, our storylines are being taken and regurgitated and repackaged and sent to us. And we hail them, but we won't do them here ourselves. Why is that? That's the mindset I'm talking about, a mindset that smacks somewhat of self-loathing, quite frankly. We want to work about that. We want to address issues. We have policemen on the road shaking people down. We have soldiers who are not really protecting the citizenry. We have people power drunk because they are in power. These are things that we can be doing. We have forgotten our culture, which is that when somebody is in power, he is put there by the people, and he's answerable to the people. And if he's not delivering, the chiefs or the kingmakers will tell him to go in and not come back. And to go in and not come back, so I don't know whether you guys know what that means. You will earn it there because you have failed to deliver. We don't need anybody telling us about democracy. We had our system of governing one another. But that's not, we have broken the back of that by getting the Obas into political life, where the political system, I will always started that, where you started paying them salaries in order to control them.
So we'll go on.
These are stories.
These are stories.
Because these are stories.
We'll come back. We have to go on a break now. Thank you so much. Taiwo Ajai-Lycett will be with us after this break. Join us again.
Welcome back. We still have Taiwo Ajai-Lycett here, officer of the Order of Niger. Great thespian. I should say that over and over again. I mean, you were very apt when you talked about the fact that we don't have theatres as a cultural tool for social engineering any longer. I mean, we remember the story of Herbert Ogunde in the 60s and what he did with theatre, his theatre was banned. But I want to diverse it a little bit away from that. I want to talk about love.
Love?
Yeah, you were
My
in
favorite
love.
subject.
Yeah, you were in love. You had the love of your life in Mr. Lycett. Can you talk about the sweet memories? Maybe that'll encourage a lot of young people that think true love doesn't exist.
Like me.
That's another thing. Sex exists majorly in Nigeria. And when I see people, I wonder, what they're missing. Because everything is about love. My email address is Lycett Amore.
Oh, that's sweet.
And it's real. Everything is about love. I love life. I love people. I love what I do. People don't know that what drives us is passion. Okay? And our sexual passion is very potent. We're not using it. We think, I was going to say making love. They don't make love. We have sex. You see a woman and all you think about is bang, bang. You don't think and see a woman go and write poetry. The movement of the woman, what she looks like, her shape doesn't come to mind, doesn't bring to your mind all these fantastic songs. The lyricism of life, you don't have it. It's just I got to get her to bed.
You fell in love with Mr. Lycett.
Oh, yes.
How was it? You still miss him so much?
He's not dead to me. He's been dead 26 years. And he's not dead because this is a man who laughed and thought I was the cat's whiskers. I was the best thing since sliced bread. He thought I could do anything. First of all, get a man who thinks there isn't anything you can't do.
Well, forgive me, but from that beautiful tale, and for those who don't believe in love, a lot quite, I'd like to drag you to the rather horrendous, horrific stories in recent times in the front burner, and that's the story of domestic violence and rape. Recently, you told your story. You tell it all, jaw-dropping, and I wonder, how did you get over that? Why did you decide to tell that story? And what's your opinion about these conversations? Are we having the right conversations with the right people? Are we encouraging more women to tell their stories like you have told yours?
If you don't have love in your heart, I think I started it. If all it's all about is sex and dominance, and you've not loved yourself, even as a man, when you see a woman, she's just something you use. There's a problem there. That man is sick, and a lot of men are sick. That's why they see actors, and they must have them as their mistresses. There is no love involved. It's just a business transaction. So the reason we have domestic violence is that the woman doesn't mean anything to the man. She's just a thing. Because you don't hurt somebody you love. Do you realize that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
You protect that person. So and when you have a society of people who don't think their women count very much except in the other room, you're going to expect somebody, if I say something out of turn, somebody giving me a clip in the ear. It's disrespectful. Most of all of yourself, because it says that you are nothing. So what I say is not just about the fact that they've abused women, it's the fact that the men and our men are showing that they have no substance. Not just morality, they don't have soul. They don't have shame, they don't have soul. And if you have a collection of people who do not have this soft, not mushy, because that's what we live on. The ability to love people, to find somebody that is absolutely amazing. You can't. When I met, let me just digress a bit. When I met my husband, when we were private together, this is personal, and I say these things because there is nothing original and private. I may be giving too much information, but let me get that illustration to you, and you can see what happens when you love somebody. This man couldn't touch me. He thought I was too beautiful to touch. I found that so precious, absolutely amazing. He said he didn't want a mistress. He wanted a wife, and he couldn't touch me. And he was shaking. I embraced him. I've always been an old woman, incidentally. I embraced him, and I said, don't you worry about that, anything, because I understood what happened to him. He was overwhelmed by affection. He was overwhelmed by love. And all he wanted to do is just look at me. I'd like to see that in other people's eyes. I'd like people to experience what that is. Now, it turned out this was a very, very, very sexual man. Incredibly romantic and very physical. Every room in my house was used, if you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness.
Now, that's it, because it's not about sex. When it's about sex, there will be domestic violence because the women don't mean anything to them. Because when you have somebody and you have a soulmate, you're traveling together. You're not going to damage that person because you need that person by your side to take that journey in that marriage. So you cherish that person. I would much rather, when people think it's not working between themselves, to separate rather than damage that way. I hate what happens when people just hate one another like that. So I say these things because I want us to start, women and men, really analyzing what this relationship we have with one another is all about. What is being what is being a woman? What is being a man? Is it just about procreating, or is it about taking this journey together? Is it about helping one another to navigate this world, which is difficult enough as it is? You can't do it by yourself, but some people think they can do it by themselves. And it's going the other way around too, where we have our women think to be independent is to be so-called feminist. They don't need men.
Do you believe in feminism, ma'am?
I'm a feminist. What I've been saying, what do you think this is all about?
Because there are people that believe that, the extreme, feminism is supposed to be the breakdown of patriarchy in our system. However, there are women that have taken it to the extreme and now just declare outright hate and no need for men. So there's that very thin line between being a feminist and being an extremist, so to speak.
There's no thin line. It's a huge line. A feminist is somebody who wants a man and a woman together to be partners. Nothing wrong with that. If you're religious, isn't that what it's supposed to be about? Okay, bone of my bone, rib of my rib, that kind of nonsense. Well, so a feminist wants to live with the man she loves and die together so that all the other chores they share, all the obstacles they experience together, and they're okay. A feminist doesn't want this situation which pertains in patriarchy, which is the boy, the minute he is born, he's been told that you have responsibility to have a wife and to send your children to school, to look after your wife, so that even if the woman has her own money, she's not obliged to use the money because it is the responsibility of the man to take care of her. Now that's, sorry, this is a family show. That's nonsense. That's what kills off our men. But the men are so dumb that they sell them this bill of nonsense about being head of the family, so that the woman shouldn't talk. Now, look at you guys. Beautiful, vibrant, smart, clever, intelligent. You have that person and you say you should not make contribution? That's silly. It's infantile, actually. But men are so happy. I have a woman, even though she's MA, PhD, this, that, and the other. When I say sit down, she sits down. What kind of a man is that? He's dumb. My husband will sit back and let me fly. He was a clever man, Cambridge man. Very, very bright man. That's somebody who has confidence. My light should not dim yours.
But why is it that you have that challenge? Some men think once my wife starts to thrive, she starts to shine her light, starts to earn more, there's a problem.
Inferiority complex. Simple. And those who think patriarchy, they want to hold me down. If you're really confident, it's like independence. Nobody gives you independence. You take it. Having said that, if you're really confident, you don't have to be proving that you're big and you're confident and that you're clever. You should be authentic and be relaxed, laid back. Show what you have. Walk the talk. Not yab, 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 yab. And then you're so clever as a woman. You think please, they're not feminists. You think you're so clever, you're feminist. You hate men. How can you hate anybody and think that's clever? first of all, and think that's intelligent. It's not intelligent. You know, sorry. You're so clever. So you're going to let your children not have a father. I know of women who want to be want a one-parent family. That's a misnomer.
Mothers, baby mothers,
Baby
mammies.
Yes.
And you're depriving your children of their father.
We'll be right
and you
back
know what
to talk some more. There's a lot to talk about. We'll come back and talk about Nollywood and more about you. Join us again after this break. Glad to have you back, everyone. You're still watching the Morning Show here on Arise News, and we have Taiwo Ajai-Lycett with us. Thank you so much for staying with us. It's been a delight so far. We've talked about feminism. So far, because we're going on more.
It's been an out-of-body experience. It's been a grand.
Well, we don't expect any less from your resume. Let's talk about male entitlement, and especially in Nollywood, because you are part of that industry. You're a legend there. Yul Edochie, one of Nollywood's finest, just a couple of days ago, 3 days ago, tweeted something about sex for roles. Is this an open secret for you? And just how rooted is this? And what is the industry? That's the tweet there. Yul Edochie, that was February 4th. You know, he goes on and on. It's almost a thread he had on this issue. But I want to ask your opinion about this in the industry. How deeply rooted is this? Is this open secret? And what should we be doing?
It's open secret. It's what I just said. If you make people feel that in order to, you sort of disenfranchise them and broken down their self-esteem, that they feel that in order to be a woman, to be important in society, is to be called girls effectively, by wanting to be in show business, so people can see them. They have high visibility, which will then give them access to rich men.
Shaking some tables this morning.
Yeah. If it is if it is long leg, right? If that's how you're doing show business, yeah, there'll be sex. It's called casting couch. It's not. It's happened in Hollywood. That's what this man Weinstein's for. That's been going on forever, and that's where people are even majorly trained. Here, a girl comes, finishes secondary school, and says, wants to be an actor. They come to me, they want to be an actor like me, and I say, go and finish school. You know why you like me like that? I finished school, that's why. You go and finish school. Well, they didn't know my background, but even though my background was checkered, as it was, the one thing I made sure I did was give myself sound education.
Because we can't overemphasize the role of education in this. And why I'm going to say this is because it's beginning to look as though Nollywood is a place for school dropouts.
All comers affair.
All comers affair, pretty much. And I think you need to echo that again, because we need to echo the fact that the likes of, when you see Shola Fosudo in the movie, he's a professor.
Yeah.
We should say that, because it looks as though the industry has been raped by its own success.
Well, it's inevitable. But unfortunately, they don't have governing bodies. They don't have unions, people who can help.
Even with the several guilds that we have?
The guilds, I'm sorry, from my observation, the guild is for personal use and raising your visibility a little bit higher.
Guilds are gilded.
Yeah, because I don't see what it is they're doing. When we're talking about casting couch.
Yes.
Who are you protesting to? These people in the guild are the people who are saying, I'm doing a film. Oh, you haven't followed how it is. I'm going to make a film. And you must buy a form for 10,000 or 1,000 or whatever. That's not how you cast a film. You're already saying to people, I know you want to be famous, and before I can see you, you don't even have to, you must pay. So girls actually pay to be in the film. Some even perversely pay. They're not in the film, but they want to be in the poster that's going to do the promotion. That's how sad it is. Let them challenge me about this. That's how sad this is. And yes, the girls don't mind who they sleep with. And the boys as well. Am I tired? It's not just one way. It's not, let's just vilify the girls. The boys are doing it too. A lot of them, I was at that event, and I saw the preening and the prancing about and everything. I think it's sad, quite frankly, because if a man has that kind of mentality, I can't see the substance in between that and his work. You see what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's a measure of seriousness that you must have, and dignity about business. And the kind of narcissism.
Oh, yeah.
Most actors, most of us are narcissists, yes, but it becomes clinical, the kind of that I watched that day, which doesn't give you room to think seriously about these issues we're talking about. Because all you are showing is, I am on stage, and I look at me, and that's all we're showing. That's the substance, what I call the substance of our lives, are missing. So you like me, whether I put you in my film, whether you have the skill or not, if I have use for you.
That's why a lot of them have depression. I want you to really speak about depression in Nollywood. It's a big deal. A lot of people are in the entertainment industry. A lot of people are having a meltdown, living false life, borrowing fake Lamborghini, can't pay their rent in Lekki.
With the advent of social media.
With the advent of social media. Depression is rampant.
Exactly. So when I'm going on so lyrically about all this, people used to think I'm just criticizing Hollywood. I feel sorry for it because it has the chance to really turn this continent around, not to mention this country. We're better educated than most. Somebody just wrote to me from Uganda and said to me that, the actors over there are just beginning stage. Okay. In other words, Nigerian acting, Nigerians are better. But are we using? That's what I mean. They have an opportunity to really fly. Yes, solid storylines, but we're not going to get them, and I'll tell you why. When you have a collection of people who are ill-educated, who don't read, they're not literate. I don't mean people can read and write. I'm not talking about whether you... I mean literary literate, who have read tons of books, have inspired and kick-started their imagination. You need imagination to do all these things we're talking about. And when you read prodigiously, a flashbulb will go up on your head. That we have a situation like this in my place. Why don't I cover it like this? But we don't have that, because I can see it in the film, because all the flashlight they see is which dress I'm going to wear, which outrageous behavior I'm going to do, which are not really informing me or educating me at all. So that's the reason we cannot have scripts that are really informed, shall I say. If you're not reading, if a lot of people are not reading, it's going to show in their work, in our work, because that's it. If you don't do your background, you can't conduct an intelligent interview. It's as simple as that. We have to do our homework. They're going to pillory me for what I'm saying, but I've been saying this forever. And Nollywood is about the third largest earning, whatever it is in Nigeria. That's not a surprise. We have so many of us in the diaspora. They want to get, if they don't even come home, they want a link with their roots. That's an advantage you could take. Those are the things, that's one of the subtexts of what I was saying. So you have the world at your feet. Take it and run with it.
It's amazing. It's so amazing.
But let's come back to you, because you're still very vibrant in the industry. I mean, I watched Niger with my hair ward. Fantastic. What informs the roles you take on? And have you ever had to decline any role? And moving on, what is Taiwo Ajai-Lycett up to?
What informs, first of all, what informs the roles I take?
Yes.
I think I've worked in such an avenue that what I do, people know what I like to do, what I do. You see, this is the question of learning what you're doing, doing your homework, being steeped in it, and constantly training yourself. I'm not very well, but this morning, as I will do every day, I will do my voice exercises, I will do my physical exercises. It is par for the course. Now, when you're like that, this is going to sound woo-woo and rah-rah. What you want will be coming to you. It's only what you want that will come to you, because that's the signal you're sending to the ether, and the ether will bring it back to you. Our life is about quantum physics, cause and effects. If we're like now, we're fighting effects. We're fighting effects with effects. We have to go to the cause. I've been mentioning the cause, which will not be palatable to many people. Education, 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 literacy. I mean by that, reading, reading, reading.
Okay.
Research.
Our producers say we have just about 1 minute to go.
Yeah.
Have you ever turned down a role? Is there a role you wish you haven't done and you want to do? And what next for you, very quickly?
No.
No. You've done it all.
No. The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come.
Oh,
I love
no.
I like that. I like an 80-year-old saying
79.
79-year-old.
Well, yes, I'm in my 80th year.
Yes.
Right.
So I like an 80-year-old say that. And I think you should say that to a lot of people that have lost hope while they're watching us.
Never lose hope.
Yeah.
The best is yet to come. When I wake up in the morning, the thing that I know is that I haven't got the faintest idea how the day is going to turn out. That's the excitement of it for me.
That's it.
Because anything can come at me from any angle, and that is wonderful. But no fear. The only thing we fear is fear.
Fear itself.
And I don't have any fear.
Excellent.
And you see what's happened to me. No, we're conquerors.
Bravo. And that's a good place to
Fearless.
have.
Yeah.
It's such a delight. It was wonderful to have you on the show.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
It's
Wish you
my
the best.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.